morning. Let's get moving. Start to just find some free movement in the entire body. A friend of ours calls this cat stretches. Can look like anything. Imagine you're just waking up for the first time, yawning through your whole body, mobilizing your joints, circling the wrists, the ankles, taking really deep breaths. Can look like anything. Just move into what feels good. Start to elongate what feels sticky or crunchy. We'll be here for another 30 seconds or so. Send really deep breaths to your muscles. Start to make space in your joints. Start to bring your feet underneath you in parallel and take an easy prance through the feet, lifting up tall through the crown of the head, getting the ankles going and the calves. Let's do about 10 more. Long in the low back. And then just stretch over one of the ankles, one of the toes. If you'd like to bend the knee a little bit, but just keep it super easy. I like to take a bounce. And then we'll lift up to switch. Try not to force it. Don't force anything in this class. And then just nice and easy side to side, finding some rotation in the hips, in the shoulders. Start to let that go and walk to the back of your mat. If you're on a mat, reach the fingers up and then let the fingers drip all the way down, rolling down through the spine. Could soften behind the knees if you'd like. And then we'll take a flat back all the way up, pulling the head away from the tail. We'll do that twice more. Inhale at the top. Exhale, drip the fingers down. Heavy head rolling down one vertebrae at a time. Reach the tail and the head away from each other, the arms to the side to stand up. One more exactly like that. Exhale as the fingers drip. Feeling nice and juicy in the joints. And then last one on the way down, drip the fingers, bend the knees a little extra, and walk the hands out into a plank. Lift the hips into a down dog. Take just about 15 seconds to take your cat stretch here. So maybe letting the knees bend, the hips sway side to side. And then start to let that settle. Pitch your weight forward a bit. The knees are going to circle. So go to one side through the center and then lift the hips back to down dog. Knees sway to one side through the center, down dog. Then we'll switch sides. Take your time really getting into the crevices of the body and the movement. And then roll through the spine to plank. And slowly lower yourself down onto your belly. From here, bring the arms to your sides, and then like in a T, the thumbs are going to point down, belly to spine, lift the chest off of the floor, and then pull your scapula together and then away from each other. So The thumbs are coming off the floor and then back down. But I'm trying not to just use the mobility of my shoulders. I'm trying to initiate from that space between the shoulder blades. We won't be here for long. We're just waking up the back. 3 more. And let it rest. Take a little bit of thoracic spine extension. So tail nice and long, and I'll just pull the elbows underneath me, finding extension through the chest, the neck, and then just let your head look side to side. And we'll lower. Roll onto your side so you can face me. I'm going to come up to my forearm. And then my arm and my leg are going to move in opposition. Then they'll sweep. Make a big old curve with the arm and the leg. And so the arm and the leg move in opposition. The end of the movement, the elbow and the knee bend, sort of scooping. I'm finding rotation in my spine by allowing my focus to follow my hand. So when it goes behind me, I also open the shoulder, and then when it goes in front of me, I let the head move so the shoulder closes. I'm pointing my foot as my leg goes forward, and then flexing it as it goes back. Lay all the way down onto your side, straighten your legs, and then if my back is on the back of my mat, my feet are going to go to the front corner of the mat, and then turn out both legs so you're in a first position, and my hips are stacked. My top hip is right on top of my bottom hip as opposed to being open. From here, we're going to take some développés, pointing the foot as it draws up to passe. The foot should land at the knee. Let the knee keep going, extend the leg, and then flex the foot as you draw the heel down. Drawing up to passe, développé, and lower. The hand that's in front of me is helping me stabilize. If my hand isn't there, then I can't keep my hips stacked. So if you're opening up that hip, you're not going to feel the work in the right place. So we want it to be stacked with the weight also into the hand. Keep working your turnout, opening the knee, and then serve the heel forward as you extend. 2 more. Last one without hiking this hip up. Hip stays nice and down. Bend in your bottom elbow. Push yourself up to seated and your toes will fall away from you. Take a side bend. Allow the other leg to open, just nice and easy around the spine. You can rock the hip side to side and slowly roll up. You'll close your leg, find your forearm and arm on the other side. So we'll first start with this twisting, scooping action. Really lift out of your bottom waist so that you're not sinking here. And I'm feeling both mobility happening in my spine and in my leg, but a lot of work in my top hip and my core. Good, we'll do 3 more. Really reach the foot and the hand away from each other. Last one. Good. Place the foot down, lay all the way onto your side, your body in the back of the mat, and then the toes in first position in the front of the mat. From here, hip is stacked, weight is in the front hand. Start to draw the foot up to passe, développé, and then lower. My waist is long, core is engaged, hips are staying stable, and I'm committing to the turnout and the work in the glute the entire time. So pointing the toes as you move up, and then flexing through the foot as you go down. Fold the bottom elbow in, the top toes will pull you up, and then enjoy a side body stretch. Take deep breaths into this side of your body, feeling it open and find freedom. And we'll return. Make your way to your hands and your knees. We're going to start with a bird dog variation. So my right arm and left leg will move away from each other. And then take a few breaths here, just finding stability, noticing your low belly moving towards your spine, your shoulders and your hips staying even and square. From here, start to move that free arm and leg in any sort of cat stretch variation that feels good to you. And we'll first keep the shoulders and the hips square. And then let everything morph. You can bend in the elbow. You can let the head move. See if you can find a bit of extra work in the hamstring by working in parallel. Just for 3, 2, 1. We'll step that foot through into a lunge. Tuck the back toes, coming upright. We'll push into the feet to stand all the way up. From here, bend the front knee. Stretch. Bend the front knee. We'll open up to the side. Stretch both legs, and we'll take a grand plie here. A kind of extra wide grand plie. Bend that front knee again, and we'll come back to parallel. So bend and stretch once. The second time, you'll open your arm. Find stretched legs, and then knees, push back, back, back as you grand plie. Last set, bend the front knee back to parallel. See if you can connect to your breath here. Exhale. Inhale as you expand. Exhale as you open. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Drip the fingers down, lunge to find the floor, and then send those left toes into sort of like a standing split down dog variation. And you can just play with any sort of extra mobility you want to find here. Maybe that top knee circles, or you bend the top knee, or you bend the bottom knee. For 3, 2, and place the foot down and both knees down. Almost there. Other side. The left arm and the right leg will move away from each other. Take a few breaths, just connecting core, squaring off your shoulders and your hips. Stay square in the trunk. and mobilize through the body, through the arm and the leg rather. Again, maybe working with internal and external rotation. And now let the whole body mobilize, allowing the standing elbow and wrist to move, working through the ankle, the wrist, the knee for 5 more seconds. Allow the foot to come through. Tuck the back toes, lift the trunk, and press into the floor to come to stand. Here's that series on the other side. Bend the front knee and straighten. Bend to open. Grand plie. Bend your front knee again, back to parallel. And again. Find a lot of space in your low back. Lift the crown of the head up to the ceiling. Last set. Stretch, bending the front knee. Open. Spine tall, grand plie. Bend the front knee. Drip the fingers down, lunge. Send the right toes up. And 10 seconds to find any sort of standing split variation you want here. Getting your hips open, your hamstrings open. And placing the foot down, we'll send the left foot forward. Very last thing, we're going to open. Let the hips gently drop as much as they can. And then push into the floor, lift the hips. And we'll find the outside of the back foot. Again, open through external rotation. Nice and gentle, push the floor away. Finding the outside of the back foot. And very last one. We'll stay open. Lift the hips. Pass through to the other side. So we'll move into internal rotation. Dropping the hips, lifting up, twisting, and last one. Back to your lunge. And then placing both feet together, down dog, start to walk the hands back to the feet slowly. Doesn't matter which direction you're facing. Take a big inhale and exhale. Soften your knees. And we'll roll up slowly. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great work, everyone. Have a beautiful rest of your day.